What if you could borrow money to buy an asset, and that asset paid the loan back for you? Not from your paycheck, but from the income produced by the asset. I'm going to show you the exact two-step move regular people are using right now. They're buying income-producing assets with the bank's money, assets that pay you from day one. And no, you don't need savings to start. You don't need to already be rich. You don't even need a yes from your local bank. Most people have no idea this is even possible. By the end of this video, you will. Hey, I'm Todd. I'll never forget the day I got walked out of my job. 15 years there, gone in a 10-minute meeting. Driving home, it hit me. My whole life was riding on one paycheck, one that somebody else controlled. My dad worked 40 years the same way, and he retired with almost nothing to show for it. I was terrified I was about to repeat his story, so I started studying how wealthy people actually stay wealthy. And the answer floored me. They don't trade their time for money. They buy income-producing assets with the bank's money, so the asset pays for itself. Today I own things that pay me every month, whether I work or not, and my family's future doesn't hang on one job anymore. If you've ever felt one bad day away from losing it all, this is for you. So here's how this works, and honestly, it's not complicated. It's really just two steps. Step 1. You buy an asset that makes income every month. Step 2. That income pays back the money you borrowed. That's the whole machine. But the how is where it gets good. How you actually get the money, which assets really work, and the one funding move almost nobody talks about. Stick with me, because I'm breaking down all of it. Let's start with step 1. So what is an income-producing asset? Simple. It's something you own that puts money in your pocket every month, whether you show up to work or not. And that last part is everything. Your job pays you only when you trade your time for it. An asset pays you while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're at your kid's soccer game. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They think the only real asset is rental property. Rentals are great, but they're just one item on a long menu. Let me show you that menu. You've got self-storage facilities. People pay you every month just to keep their stuff in a box. Laundromats and car washes, simple, cash-flowing, recession-resistant. Vending machine routes, and ATM machines. Yep, people own the ATM and earn a fee on every withdrawal. Billboards, RV and boat storage, mobile home parks. Then on the digital side, established online businesses, software and apps, content websites, and one a lot of people miss. Equipment you buy and lease out to other businesses. They make the payments. You keep the asset. Now you might be wondering, Todd, which one should I pick? Here's a simple way to think about it. Some are low touch. Storage, ATMs, billboards, equipment leasing. They mostly run themselves. Others take more work but can pay a lot more, like a small business or a fixer-upper property. There's no single right answer. The right asset fits the time and the temperament you have. We'll go deeper on picking in a future video. But I know what you're thinking. Todd, all of these cost money I don't have. And that is the whole point of this video. You're not buying these with your savings. So how do you pay for them? That's step 2. And it's where this gets good. Here's the part that flips a switch in people's heads. You borrow the money to buy the asset, and the asset's own income pays the loan back. You're not paying this out of your paycheck. The asset is paying for itself. Let me make this real with round numbers. Say you borrow $500,000 to buy a cash-flowing asset, and say that loan costs you around 8% a year. Now say that asset, after all its expenses, returns 15%. Watch what just happened. The asset earns 15. The money costs you 8. That gap covers your loan payment, and it leaves money in your pocket. The income pays the debt, builds your equity, and still feeds you. You didn't get richer by working more hours. You got richer by owning the right thing, bought the right way. Now, is every deal a clean 15%? No. The numbers are different on every deal, and projections are never guaranteed. We'll talk about that, it's important. But understand the mechanism, because the wealthy have used it for 100 years. They use other people's money to buy assets that pay for themselves. That's the secret that isn't really a secret, it's just one nobody taught you. So that leaves the big question, the one you've been asking since I said the word borrow. Before we get to how you actually get the money, a quick word. The Laws for Wealth channel wants to thank SaneBox for sponsoring this video. Look, you probably already know how overwhelming an out-of-control inbox feels with all the emails we get every day. SaneBox fixes that. It lets you train your inbox to sort your emails, saving you valuable time every day. It's an AI-powered email tool that learns which emails actually matter to you. And it quietly moves everything else out of your way, so your inbox only shows you what needs your attention. No more digging through promotional noise, sending those same marketing emails to the spam folder to find the one message you actually needed. SaneBox does this for you. It works with whatever email you already use. Gmail, Outlook, Apple Mail, and it sets up in minutes. There's a link in the description with a free trial so you can see for yourself before spending a cent. Now, let's get back to it. You might be wondering, why would a bank hand me money to buy a laundromat, for example? Great question. And this is where most people quietly give up. They go looking for money the wrong way and get told no. So let me save you that pain. There are really two kinds of business funding out there. And the difference is the most important thing in this whole video. It comes down to one thing. What does the lender look at to say yes? Bucket number 1. These underwrite on you. Your income, your credit, your existing revenue. This is your business line of credit. Revenue-based financing, a lot of equipment financing, and most private lenders. These can be useful tools, but there's a catch. They kind of need you to already make money before they'll fund you. If you're starting from scratch, this bucket is tough. Then there's bucket number 2. And this is the one nobody tells you about. In this bucket, the asset helps qualify itself when you buy something that's already making income. The right lender looks at the income from that asset, not just your personal paycheck. Let me give you 2 quick examples. On real estate, there's a loan called a DSCR loan. It qualifies based on the property's own rent. If the building makes enough to cover the payment, you can qualify, even without a big personal income. On the business side, the famous SBA 7A loan. It leans on the business's existing cash flow to approve the deal. Now, one quick precise point. That asset income isn't added to your personal salary. What it does is count toward your ability to repay. Lenders call it debt service coverage. In plain English, a profitable asset can help you qualify to buy itself. And this right here is why people think it's impossible. They take a bucket 2 deal and go ask for a bucket 1 product. Wrong door, instant no. They walk away thinking this doesn't work for regular people. It works. They just knocked on the wrong door. If you saw my last video on funding programs, this is exactly what I meant. Now I have to tell you about the part that surprised me most, because most people have no clue this is even legal. The bank is not your only possible lender. When you buy an existing business, the seller can finance it for you. The previous owner becomes the bank. They let you pay them over time instead of all at once. It's called seller financing. And it is not some rare loophole. By the industry's own numbers, around 60% of Main Street sales include some of it. And paired with an SBA loan, buyers can sometimes get in for as little as 5% down to buy a business that's already profitable. I'm not going to rush this here. Honestly, it deserves its own video, and that's exactly what we are working on for a future video. So if buying a cash-flowing business with little of your own money sounds good, make sure you're subscribed because that one's coming soon. For now, let's make sure you don't blow yourself up, because this strategy has landmines. Leverage is like a power tool. Used right, it builds wealth fast. Used wrong, it cuts the other way. So here are the mistakes that take people down, and how you avoid everyone. Mistake 1. Skipping due diligence. This is the #1 money loser, hands down. A lot of these assets are easy for a seller to fake, especially cash businesses like laundromats. Some sellers claim $25,000 a month when it's really $18,000. At a typical price, that one lie can cost you tens of thousands. So you never trust the seller's word. You verify. Bank statements, utility bills, the real receipts. For a laundromat, you literally go count the coins for a few weeks. Trust nothing you can't prove. Mistake 2. Paying for potential instead of performance. You value the asset on what it earns today, not the dreamy upside the seller promises. Being off by even $500 a month can mean overpaying by 30 grand. Buy the numbers that exist, not the fairy tale. Mistake 3. falling in love before you run the math. Before you get emotional, do one calculation. Does the income comfortably cover the loan payment? If the payment eats everything the asset makes, no lender approves it, and neither should you. Run the numbers first, fall in love second. Mistake 4. Draining your savings to zero. Don't put every dollar into the down payment. Lenders actually see that as a red flag, and life will send you a surprise repair or a slow month. Keep a cushion, always. Mistake 5. No transition plan. When you buy a business, the seller's knowledge is part of what you're buying. Get them to stick around, train you, hand off the customers, and a quick red flag. If the owner works 60 hours a week to keep it alive, that's not passive income. That's a job you just bought. Mistake 6. Using borrowed money in ways your loan doesn't allow. Every loan has rules on how the money can be used. Read the agreement. Break those rules and you can trigger serious problems. Match the right funding to the right asset. Mistake 7. Too much leverage. Just because you can borrow more doesn't mean you should. Don't let one bad quarter sink you. Buy assets that cash flow from day one and leave room to breathe. And let me be straight with you on one thing. Little money down does not mean no risk. These loans almost always require a personal guarantee, meaning you're on the hook if it goes sideways. This is real. Treat it that way. But don't let fear freeze you either. There's a trap on the other end called paralysis by analysis. People research forever and never buy anything. Don't be that person. Set your criteria, do your homework, and when a deal checks out, move on it quickly. And yeah, quick and important. Everything here is education, not financial advice. Before you sign anything, talk to a CPA and an attorney. That's not me covering myself. That's how the people who actually win do it. So let's bring it all the way back. Remember what I promised you at the start? Borrow money, buy an asset, let the asset pay the loan back. Now you actually know how it works. 2 steps. Buy something that makes income. Let that income repay the debt. You know which assets to look at. You know the 2 kinds of funding and why the asset itself can get you approved. And you know the mistakes that wipe people out so you can step around them. That's the move the wealthy have quietly used for generations, and now it's yours. If this opened your eyes even a little, do me one quick favor. Hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel and it makes sure you don't miss what's next. Because there's something huge happening right now. Every day, 10,000 business owners in America retire. Most of them run profitable businesses. And most of them have nobody to sell to. That means right now, you could buy a business that already makes money, often without using much of your own money. While the person selling it actually helps you pay for it. I'm going to show you exactly how it works in my future videos. See you there. I'm Todd. See you there.